In this video, we will make bar charts. I think bar chart would be the most popular chart of all. Almost every PPT I saw in my office had a bar chart. The reason for this popularity is obvious. We are often comparing some metric for two or more things or categories. For example, what is the sale in different regions, or the number of visitors on your two or more websites, or the views of two or more videos of your YouTube channel, etc. Bar charts are best for such comparisons. Now, I don't want this course to become a course on different types of charts. So without spending too much time on the chart type, let's start making them quickly in Data Studio. So we go to add a chart. There are 6 types of charts available here. We select the first one, a simple column chart. Basically, all of these are bar charts, but to distinguish between horizontal and vertical bars, these vertical bar charts are called column charts, and a horizontal bar chart is called simply a bar chart. Now we will add a column chart. Now in this chart, you can see on the right, there is one dimension axis which will show the categories in the bar chart. And there is one metric axis which will show the value, the corresponding value of the variable for these categories. So we will select country as the dimension which Data Studio used by default. So you can see the country names on the x-axis. These are the categorical values. On the metric axis, that is on the y-axis, Data Studio picked up total deaths. I want to plot total cases, so I will click on it and change to total cases. And this is the bar chart that we wanted. Now there are a lot of other options in the data and the style tab, and a lot of these are obvious and some of them we have discussed while creating the data table. I want to highlight the 2-3 important features of these bar charts. First is the option in the style tab. Right now we have vertical bars, that is a column chart. By clicking this button to horizontal, this chart can be converted to a horizontal bar chart or simply a bar chart. So toggling between the two types of charts is very easy. I have a personal preference for horizontal bar charts when we have a lot of categories. I'll tell you the reason for this preference in an upcoming video, which contains the best practices while drawing bar charts. Second thing is, if you want to reduce the number of bars that you have on your chart, this is the option. Right now we are populating 10 bars. If you reduce this number, you will see fewer bars on this chart. Let's set the number of bars to 6. Now the third thing we have to discuss is how to add a second metric. So right now we are only populating one metric, which is total cases. If you want to look at total deaths also side by side for these countries to judge which country is better able to handle the cases, to do that we have to click on this add metric button and select total deaths field also. But can you see the problem with this second metric here? This is a very common problem. The scale of the second metric is small, so it is nearly not visible along with the total cases metric. The solution for this is to add a secondary axis. To add a secondary axis, you just need to go to the Style tab and scroll down a little bit and tick the double axis option here. So from single axis, we have moved to double axis. And now you can see that earlier we only had axis labels on the left side of the vertical axis. Now we also have another scale on the secondary vertical axis. So this right side is called the secondary vertical axis. Now if you want to see the total cases, you have to look at the left axis and this blue bar. And if you want to look at the total deaths, you have to look at these green bars with the right hand axis. And in this graph, you can see that death rate is higher in countries like Spain, Italy, and France, whereas countries like US and Germany have lower death rates. But a word of caution here, using secondary axis can be dangerous because people tend to miss the axis on the right, and they may measure total deaths also on the left axis. Also, if someone is not paying attention, they may think that the secondary metric is actually larger than the first metric, which is obviously not the case. So be careful and highlight, maybe by using a text box here, that total deaths is on the right axis. Now the other options for this simple bar chart are for you to explore. In the next video, we will discuss the stacked bar charts. So we have discussed this simple column chart and bar chart. In the next video, we will discuss these stacked and 100% stacked column and bar chart.